Hi, this is Richard Fields with this week's Report from the Fields. Ann Coulter, of all people, once said, "No matter who we vote for to be president, we always get John McCain." In a 1977 presidential campaign appearance in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, McCain responded to an audience question about U.S. policy towards Iran by singing "Bomb, Bomb, Bomb Iran" to the tune of the Beach Boys' Barbara Ann. Well, Donald J. Trump just fulfilled McCain's fantasy. Trump ran as a peacemaker, even attracting some libertarian voters who should have known better by promising to end the war in Ukraine on day one, bring peace to Gaza, negotiate with Iran, and prevent World War III. Instead, he got suckered by Benjamin Netanyahu into dropping bunker buster bombs on Iranian nuclear facilities. It's important to remember that Netanyahu and American neocons have been claiming since the early 90s at least that Iran is only weeks or months away from having nuclear weapons. These boys have been crying wolf for a very long time. After the bombing, Trump claimed that the raid had completely and totally obliterated the Fordow nuclear site in Iran. At least he did not try to emulate George W. Bush, who landed on a fighter jet, on an aircraft carrier wearing a flight suit, crowing victory behind a giant mission accomplished banner after the fall of Baghdad. The war in Iraq lasted many years longer and was also a war that was justified by getting rid of weapons of mass destruction in a country we disapproved of. Never mind that the president's own DIA leaked a report that the Iranian nuclear capability was only delayed by months, not years. Rafael Grossi, head of the International Atomic Energy Agency, likewise said that reconstruction of Fordow was possible. My favorite reporter for actually getting the story right is Seymour Hersh. He reports that the nuclear centrifuges, nuclear material, and labs are now buried beneath layers of rubble and will be difficult to access for quite some time, but not necessarily destroyed. Regardless of the conflicting claims of military success, the fact remains that prior to Trump listening to the neocons whispering in his ear, this was Israel's war. Iranian support of enemies of Israel like Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Hamas were fighting Israel, not the United States. There's no question that the religious rule by the Ayatollah is not something that Americans approve of or libertarians approve of. But if we've learned anything, regime change wars almost always fail. Vietnam, Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, Ukraine, the list goes on. These wars are massively expensive and almost always fail. The policy of the United States should be honest trade with all nations and war with none unless directly attacked. We were not attacked. Israel started this war. It should have been up to them to finish it, not us. A war we thought we had won with the fall of Saddam went on for years and cost us trillions. There's a high probability that we have ignited a sequel. I'm Richard Fields, and that's this week's Report from the Fields. See you again next week.